Alrighty, boys. Listen, we're back at it with another one. We got some more news. The devs dropped a Q&A for the War Sales DLC, and also they replied to some people in the forums as well. So we're going to go over this, and also we got 3 new short videos. I like reacting to them. They're pretty fun. They're dropping it damn near daily, you know what I mean? Let's see how the forums react to it. We're going to do that later, though. You know what I mean? That's, you know, you can probably already guess how they're going to react. Regardless, though, let's move on to the actual meat and potatoes, as they say. Is that the saying? It might be the saying. It might not be the saying. Listen here. All right. This is the Q&A. They just dropped it. Well, not just dropped it, but just about. They answer a lot of questions, and yeah, let's get right into it. This is the first time I'm seeing it. I didn't even try to look it over. I did skim through the pages to see if they answered any more questions, and they did. So we're going to go through that as well. But let's read through it like we usually do, and then let's do some little reactions to the shorts, okay? A little fun video. Let's get it done. All right, so War Sales Q&A number 1. That means that there probably will be more. Very nice, very good. Keep them up, all right? You know what I mean? What's that video where the guy eats one pancake and he's like, amazing, I'll have 14 more of these. You know what I mean? Let's do it. All right. Hello, everyone. Following the announcement of a War Sales expansion, we were met with a wave of questions. By me as well. You know what I mean? I was out there. That wave, I was part of that motion of the ocean. All right. We already answered a few here and we'll continue to share more over time. Got something you're curious about? Drop your questions in this thread. We'll be picking some for the next Q&A. All right. Listen, boys. If you don't have a forum account, I don't have a forum account. To be honest with you, I don't recommend you get a forum account. But if you want to drop some questions real quick, make a forum account, drop the questions. Don't continue, though. You know what I mean? Because you might become another forum person. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Proceed with caution is what I'm trying to say. All right, so General. Was the trailer made with NVIDIA Omniverse? I don't even know what that is, dog. A third-party tool, which one, or an in-house solution? In the trailer, it says engine footage, but isn't the footage created from NVIDIA Omniverse? Being honest with you, not a big tech guy, you know what I mean? I could work around the computer, don't get it twisted, you know what I mean? But NVIDIA Omniverse, you lost me. All right, let's read it. The War Sales trailer was recorded entirely in the Bannerlord engine, without any external software like NVIDIA Omniverse. Cool. Our team fine-tuned each clip using our scene editor by adjusting sun angles, light settings, fog, and sky brightness. They did say, by the way, before I finish reading this, they did say the trailer was like, you know what I mean, some game footage and obviously some stuff that's, you know, cinematic, which most trailers have that, you know? These were artistic tweaks and aren't engine-wide changes. While the game can already look similar under optimal conditions, its natural day/night transitions and camera angles blend these settings, often resulting in a less tailored look. That being said, we are exploring ways to bring similar visuals seen in the trailer into the in-game naval battles. The final experience may differ as we continue to refine these tweaks. Additionally, we're adjusting existing atmosphere effects in the editor, such as bloom and grain, and custom animations were recorded for the sole purpose of the trailer. Makes sense. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any argument there. Most trailers have, obviously, cinematic portions that don't usually make it into the game. You know what I mean? They're there to build hype. And if you throw in some of those with a little bit of gameplay, you get a good little soup going. You know what I mean? All right. Will the trailer music be in the DLC? There is new music coming, okay? That is what they stated before. The music featured in the trailer is exclusive to that video. However, War Sales will introduce brand new epic tracks to immerse you in the naval adventures. Yes, sir. Let me hear some throat singing. Let me hear some, like Nordic throat singing or something like that. Holy, you know what I mean? I love it. Like I said, the Vikings TV show, when that intro pops up, oh, man. Let me tell you something. Let's see. Is it possible to get a Mac port? At this time, we have no plans to release a Mac version of Bannerlord or its expansions. RIP to the Mac users, you know what I mean? When will we have more news? We'll share more details about War Sales and its future in the near future. Keep an eye on our official channels. Soon, my brother, soon. You know what I mean? But they have been releasing quite a bit, and they have been quite active, like I said before. So, I expect a lot. Obviously, they're trying to build hype around the DLC. It is their first major DLC, so I expect a lot more communication. You know what I mean? And like I said, they're doing pretty good with communication. You know what I mean? In my opinion, you know, but everyone has their own opinion. Let's see. Will the PlayStation version include a separate Platinum trophy or just 100% achievement trophies? There will be no DLC-specific achievements, RIP to the achievement hunters. Will there be an update for PS4, now referring to the War Sales expansion? The changes we're looking on for the base game. What is this? Is something I already went over? Oh, yeah, this is something I already went over. So I think they're talking about this right over here, base game plans. I'll link this down below as well. I made a video, and I think the link will be to that video as well, where I talk about these base game plans and also further information that I got from the developers. I'm guessing this will obviously make it to PlayStation 4, you know what I mean, because it's just the base game. But as they stated before, what's it called? And they state right here, War Sales itself won't be coming to last-gen consoles, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Like I said to some comments I got a long time ago, you got to get your bands up before it comes out. You know what I mean? If you got a PS4, brother, you got to get your bands up for at least the PS5. You know what I mean? I know it sucks. You know what I mean? You hate to see it. You guys don't have phones? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it is unfortunate. Yeah, it's the best I can say about it. I understand your pain too, by the way. My PC is getting old in terms of like the newer games that are coming out too. And it pains me, but like a lot of new games, I can't really play them or show them off for the channel. Well, like I could play them, right? But like having to also record them in a high resolution while playing them, my PC, like, it's pushing. It's pushing, you know what I mean? So I feel your pain, and I'm broke. I'm in the U.S. right now. Hey, anybody with a brain can see what's going on in the U.S. right now. It ain't good, my brother. It ain't good. You know what I mean? When will we get the 1.3 beta before the DLC? Not yet determined. I don't think we're going to get it before the DLC. I'm pretty sure we're going to get it after. It is still coming, obviously, because if you think about it, these base game plans are going to come out with a new major patch. But it wouldn't make sense for them to drop a new major patch before the DLC comes out, because the DLC comes out literally, what are we at? We're at April 26th right now. Is it coming out in June or July? One or the other, you know what I mean? I can't think of it on the top of my head. But regardless, I think it's June. We're still about 2 months out. You know, 2 to 3 months out. So it wouldn't make sense, in my opinion. From the standard of, you know, and it would take away hype from the actual DLC. It just wouldn't make sense. I'm thinking from the developer's point of view, or from like even the company's point of view, it just wouldn't make sense, in my opinion. But not yet determined sounds kind of crazy. Will we actually get it before? Is this a maybe? I don't think so. I personally don't think so. Are we going to have these grappling hooks from the trailer inside the base game too? I already talked about this. This is one of the things that Hey! Shouts out to that one guy who said I was lying with my notepads. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're unfortunately not coming to the game. We have no plans for that now. Now is the main word right here. So maybe, eventually, we'll have grappling hooks. And then those hideout maps where, like, there's mountains and all that stuff, maybe we'll get to use them. I don't know. I can't say anything. I don't have any extra information after that. Can we get screenshots of the new map? We'll share more of these new maps soon. Stay tuned. That is exciting. Again, you'll see it here first. You know what I mean? I'm on it. You know what I mean? I'm on it. Right now, it's 5 a.m. when I'm recording this video. You understand me? I'm out here chugging Monster. You know what I mean? That's the can right there. You know what I mean? I'm chugging Monster right here at 5 a.m. getting this news out to you. You know what I mean? So, hey, if you appreciate it, keep coming back. I appreciate you. All right? Are you open to exploring adding naval custom battles in the future? They state we don't have plans for naval custom battles. I think they should change this. But then again, I'm going to say it right now. Who actually uses the custom battles feature? I'm not saying that as like a joke. I'm saying like truly. Because I've done it a couple times. But I feel like how can I say this? I don't know what the percentage of people that play the game actually use the custom battle feature. I don't mind it. Like I said, I've used it before, but I think they should add it if they have the time in the future. I think they should add it. You know what I mean? I don't think it would be bad, but it's just like, you know what I mean? But I'm not opposed to it. Will fire arrows be in the base game as well? Not yet determined. Yes. So obviously in the trailer, there's a lot of times where you see, I don't know if we can see it from over here. Oh, it's not actually showing over here. Let me see. Let's go to the trailer. Where is, there it is right here. So you see the fire over here, right? And obviously you see like little arrows with fire as well. But obviously this game already has a fire type of weapon. It is the fire ballista and obviously the fire catapults. And the devs have pretty much stated that, you know, you can obviously equip ballistas onto your ship. And you can burn down the enemy sails to obviously ruin the enemy ship or like damage the enemy ship. So therefore, obviously fire ballistas are going to be a thing. There is going to be a type of fire weapon. But it looks like they might still be thinking if fire arrows are going to be in it or not going to be in it. You know what I mean? Not yet determined. Again, that's a maybe. Burning death animations were removed from the game long ago. When will we see them? Will we see them back now with fire arrows? No. Burning death animations represent an age rating concern, so they won't be returning. I understand that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think... Yeah, you know, there's been some stuff in history and even stuff right now that's going on where it's not a good look. I get it. It's not a good look. You know what I mean? I understand. Will the 1.3 patch have any sort of ability to tell vassals of your kingdom which fiefs to specifically defend or attack? No. They've stated this before, by the way. When it comes to controls of like controlling vassals, they added obviously the option for you to choose like be on the attack, be on the defense, or be just like how you are normally where they make their own decisions, right? They stated a long time ago, I'm paraphrasing because obviously I don't have their exact words. This was a very long time ago when they added that feature. They stated that they didn't want to... How can I explain this? I know... Okay. So let me preface it like this. Pretty much the conversation was we want more control in terms of our vassals and our kingdom. That's what players were asking for, right? The devs stated we are going to give you more control, but we don't want to make it so every single thing is like this little micromanagement thing. Like, you know, in RTSs, like real-time strategies, Warcraft 3, Age of Empires, StarCraft, all that stuff, you manage everything. You know what I mean? And the best players are the ones that can manage everything to a T. The way they're going about with Bannerlord is they want you to have options, but at the same time, they don't want to make it so the whole game becomes this micromanagement, you know what I mean, like, thing. Like, obviously, mods are going to make it into something like that, you know? But I'm going to say it like this, and this might make some people upset, you know what I mean? I don't mind either way. I love RTSs where I can control everything, and I also like games where I can, you know, kind of control some stuff, but some stuff is just up to chance, luck, and, you know what I'm saying, whatever the AI decides, right? I'm not dying on any hill here. I like both. But I think that it kind of... How can I say this? I might just stick with that. I like both, you know what I mean? But the way the developers have stated it is they kind of want you to have some options, but at the same time, not make the game like overly, you have to make every choice. If you forget something, it's going to mess up your game like this. You might even, you know what I mean? Because when you give somebody like 100,000 options on something to do, there's going to be stuff that they forget. Then the gameplay is going to change. There's going to be a lot more confusion. And it's just like, it's more friendly when there's less options, if that kind of makes sense. But again, I'm not advocating for less options. It's just that's how they presented it, okay? But for the general player, because I know there's really the hardcore gamers out there, you got to understand. You know what I mean? I used to be a very hardcore gamer. Now I'm 28 and I got a child. You know what I mean? And I also work a full-time job on top of what I do here on YouTube. You know what I mean? So I get both sides. I was on both sides of the aisle over here. You know what I mean? I like games that kind of, not technically hold my hand, but also, just leave it up to, the game itself as I'm playing in it. But I also don't mind having a lot of control. That's why I play RTSs as well. So it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. I like both sides. That's the best way I could say it. Could you share more information about the canceled projects? So yes, if you didn't know, obviously the new stuff that we're going to get for the base game includes stealth aspects to the game, which a lot of people are like, oh, I can't believe you added stealth aspects to the game. Oh, would we need so much other different things? The reason they added all these little different stealth things to the game, like, for example, like a stealth kill and other stuff that has to do with like the rogue skill, is because they were planning a DLC, a story-driven DLC where you did actually play as like a stealth character. But they scrapped it because they didn't want to do that, and then they decided to go for the ships, obviously, which I think is a better choice overall. I think they made the right choice. But instead of just scrapping everything, they're still going to give us parts of that DLC into the base game, which I think is sick, by the way. But no one, you know what I mean? Everyone's looking at it like it's a negative. It's like, brother, have you ever... Give me another example of another game developer that did that, where they were like, we scrapped this DLC, but we're still going to give you the features that were going to be included in the DLC. You know what I mean? Not trying to toot their horn, but I thought that was pretty cool. All right. So they say we explored. Okay, so the question was, could you share more information about the canceled project, which is that stealth project? We explored a more narrative-focused DLC, but ultimately decided it wasn't meeting the quality and experience we aimed for. Rather than releasing something we weren't satisfied with, we canceled its launch. We're, however, repurposing the new mechanics into the base game, like the upcoming stealth system. We'll be sharing more about the mechanics soon. There you go. I kind of just said what they said. All right. Are we going to be able to rename the ships? Yes, you'll be able to rename your ships. Holy. It's going to get toxic. Will we be able to put prisoners to oars, increasing our map naval speed instead of decreasing it? There won't be specific mechanic for forcing prisoners to row, but one perk will allow prisoners to count towards your ship's minimum crew requirements. Interesting. And I'm guessing the requirements will then have positive and negative impacts to like probably stuff like speed, is what I think. Will there be sea shanties? We currently don't have any plans for that. Get on it, brother. Get on it, brother. Get on it, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Get on it, brother. You know what I mean? Then the last one for the DLC, will any naval-specific content like the Nord faction, Nord armors and weapons, Nord culture maps, or maps with naval ship combat be added to multiplayer base game? They stated before, not yet, or not when the DLC comes out. Our current focus on the single-player naval DLC experience and the base game features discussed in the announcement. We're not in a position to discuss which follows next, which pretty much means they're all hands on deck. Hey, all pun intended, all right? That rolled off the tongue too crazy, all right? They're all hands on deck for the DLC currently, you know what I mean? Which I think is the right thing, you know what I mean? Don't get off focus. Sometimes you gotta focus in on the prize. And right now the prize is, what did I say in that reaction video? Ships. All right, let's get to it. All right, then we got some modding questions. Will we be able to use Warsales DLC assets in the base game? No. The exact DLC modding guidelines will be shared around the expansion release. Yes, there's no way around it, brother. You got it. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. And then we got some other ones. Will modules_sounds.xml mods continue working normally after fmod banks? Dog, I don't know what that means. And they said, yes, it will. Amazing. Any news about the replay editor? We don't have an update on the replay editor. It hasn't been a priority given our focus on the expansion and the upcoming base game updates. We'll share news if the situation evolves. It is backstocked right now. It is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? But I want to see it too. All right. Let's see the reactions. I think this guy's a YouTuber if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. No news on the replay editor. It is what it is, brother. It's fine, brother. It's fine. It is what it is. Someone says, any reason why the no naval battles combat for the custom battles? I just don't think a lot of people do the custom battles. Am I wrong? Like, I know people try it probably, but I don't see people like going into the game and just like, I can't wait to sit down for 4 hours and do some custom battles. Maybe I'm wrong. Are there custom battlers out there? Let me know. You know what I mean? Let me know. Are you a custom battler? I'm really not trying to be like you know, making a joke out of it. I'm being serious. Like, if you're one of those guys, please let me know. You know what I mean? I really want to know. What else we got? All right, sure. I don't know how to read that, but you know what I mean? Shouts out to you, my guy. What do we got? Okay. Oh, yes, baby. We're back at it. It's better to wait for the modders to do it. Let's go. Them boys never die. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a lot of plans. Good comment. Good comment. You know what I mean? You love to see it. What else? I'm more interested in the replay editor. No, you're not, bro. Quit the cap. I'm so sick and tired of this, man. Quit the cap, brother. Get out of here. What else we got? Great questions and answers. Great job. The developers don't disappoint. Oh, nice. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Uh-huh. Nice, nice, nice. I love seeing the same names. You know what I'm saying? At this point, it's the same names, dog. I'm telling you. What else do we got? This is something I did want to know, though. Will the Nord culture be playable in the character creation menu? I did speculate they might not be, but I wasn't 100% sure. You know what I mean? But here's an answer. Holy. So yes, they will actually. That's pretty crazy. So now you can choose between Sturgia and the Nords, which means by default, the Nords will have different bonuses and one negative than the Sturgians. I wonder what those will be. Are we going to have changes to the Sturgian bonuses as well? Will they be kind of like, you know, stabilized? We shall have to see. That is interesting. That is indeed interesting. Then we have another player asking, if there are no grappling hooks and no climbing, then what's the difference between the sea battles in this and any other sea battle mod from Warband? The community manager responds, the question referred to the feature coming to the base game. The grappling hooks seen in the announcement are part of the expansion. Okay, so they're just talking about two different things here. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. What else we got? I think this is pretty much it, if I'm not mistaken. Interesting. It's actually quite impressive how they can pick and choose the easy questions to answer, as there are many they omitted to address to touch upon, yet somehow give us some horrible answers to them. Brother. I'm not even going to start. 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 They're never going to change their minds. Look at this guy. Look at us. We're communicating. Bro. Moving on. I'm not getting stun locked. I'm not getting stun locked. We're done. All right, we're done. All right, let's get over to these reactions. Top 5 chest armors. Check it out.
Top 5 chest armors in Bannerlord based on overall armor rating. Let's go.
This one looks the best so far. That one looks kind of good too. The first two, they look kind of eh. You know what I'm saying? The third one, yeah, that's some wealthy man armor. You know what I mean? This one right here, I like the smoothness of them. You know what I mean? Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. This the highest armor right here. It's got to be the fur, bro. The fur is better than the steel. I get it. All right, next. Line versus square formation comparison in Mount Blade 2 Bannerlord. Let's get it. So you're telling me I should use formations. You know what I mean? Listen, dog, I hate formations. I hate them so much. This is why, not because they're not a good feature. You know what I mean? It's just because I'm stubborn. You know what I mean? I'm just so stubborn, and that's why I can't play like the games where like it's like a huge map. What's that game called? Is it called Total War? Whatever it's called. I can't play those games. I just my brain can't compute. You know what I mean? It is what it is, bro. You know that. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. There's certain like gameplay features in certain games where I'm so stubborn where I'm just like, I don't want to use them. You know what I mean? You guys ever felt like that? I don't know. Might just be me. But yeah, obviously it's a lot more effective. I need to learn this one. The square formation. I need to learn this one. Nice. How to successfully start your own kingdom.
Start your own kingdom in Bannerlord. Starting your own kingdom can be a challenging task even for experienced players. Here are a few important things to consider that might help you. Before you begin,
if you want to get your party size up to this without even other parties, just you, I got a guide. You know what I mean? Shouts out to me. You know what I mean? I got a guide on how to get 500 plus in the game without any cheats. 500 plus party size. It is achievable. You know what I mean? It is achievable. Go check it out. It's linked down below.
Important things to consider that might help you. Before you begin, make sure you have plenty of dinars saved up. You'll need them to keep the peace and cover the cost of your units. Depending on your experience level, you might need anywhere from 100,000 to a million dinars. Number 2. Improve relations with lords. Try to build strong relationships with other lords. Good relations will make it easier to convince them to join your kingdom. You'll need their support to form armies and protect your territory from enemies. Number 3. Secure a steady income. You'll need a reliable way to keep making money, as wars are often won with wealth. You can defeat enemies.
Yo, them workshops be struggling, brother. Them workshops be struggling, brother. Holy, them workshops be struggling. Hey, shouts out to you guys. You know what I mean? Keep the content coming. Keep the you know what I mean, Q&As and the responses coming. You know what I mean? Don't listen to these guys. These guys will complain no matter what. You can give them the world and they will still complain why you ain't giving them the sky. Okay? Listen, it is what it is. All right, I'll see you in the next one.